Let's put the microphone on, Dave. That always helps. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. It's very warm in the UK right now. I'm just doing a very quick stream. I've still got my door open, so I can't speak too loudly because I have got neighbours. So yeah, we're gonna do a quick signing off stream, and then I'm gonna disappear for the summer. Anyway, hello to everyone. How are you all doing tonight? Yes, you know he's going to appear. It's everyone's favourite bear and Lewis Hamilton #1 fan. It's TB the Bear. Yes. He says he's really excited Lulu's in second place. He says he's going to win the world championship and finally be the 8 times world champion. And then maybe Fixed will shut the fuck up. No chance of that, TB. No chance of that, my son. No chance of that. So, hello, one and all. We're just going to go to the F1 news. I doubt very much there's going to be much news going on, to be fair. But we'll have a quick look at it anyway. What have we got? What have we got? Stefano Domenicali. Oh, it's Planet F1. Don't worry about that. Now, this story did grab my attention. I saw this yesterday. This was from Stefano Domenicali when he was asked why we haven't got any battery graphics on the screen. He says fans don't care about that. Now, personally, Stefano Domenicali, I'd just like to say one thing. Codswallop. What a load of codswallop. What you mean is you don't want people to see what is going on with the battery. You don't want people to see that the overtakes are not actual proper overtakes, but just battery overtakes. And now you're trying to get out of it. Do Formula One fans care about battery status when watching wheel-to-wheel action? Not according to Stefano Domenicali, the championship president and CEO. This year, F1 introduced new machinery with power units featuring 47% electrical power, meaning energy management has become preponderant in both qualifying and races. As with the case of KERS in the late 2000s and early 2010s, battery state of charge was displayed on the TV broadcast in the entertaining season opening Australian Grand Prix. I do remember that. However, the information has been gradually phased out of the graphics amid criticism of the new regulations as drivers refrain from pushing in high-speed corners in order to save energy. As a result, wheel-to-wheel actions become more difficult to understand as viewers can't quite figure out what the energy offset between drivers might be and therefore how overtaking moves and defences are being performed. Asked why F1 was following this avenue given the graphics represent important context in wheel-to-wheel racing and there is a very clear demand and trend for data-rich viewing experience in the United States, Domenicali expressed adamant disagreement. I think the truth is exactly the other way round, because no one is interested in how you drive your car, the Italian said. The people are interested if you're overtaken or not. That's the vast majority of people. I agree with that certain people are focused on this thing, and that's very important. It's like when you're opening the DRS. People were not interested in what was the point to pass. One should point out no graphics were needed to notice DRS was being used. I had an incredible and interesting discussion with Star Wars creator George Lucas. Really? Really? That guy is the most boring guy on the planet. So I can't believe you had an interesting discussion. Domenicali revealed. He was in Hungary and he was giving me an incredible view on how the new fans are watching Formula One. And I think that he gave us an incredible clarity to see how we can really simplify things because the new fans are not understanding the truth, what is behind the scenes. They are fascinated on the fact that there is a lot of action. So there you go, everyone. Straight out of the horse's mouth, Stefano Domenicali basically saying that Formula One is dumbing down just for the kids. Yes, dumbing down just for the kids. Nobody's interested in the battery information, apparently. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Let's all go back to the days of 2003, everyone, when there was more graphics on the screen than you could actually see the cars going around. Remember all those graphics? All those beautiful display graphics that were on the screen. I don't see anyone moaning then saying, oh, that's too much, too much. In this world of 2026, information is key, and the more information you can put on the screen is the more that we can sort of find out what's going on in the races, isn't it? So yeah, this is just a lot of old codswallop. So he's dumbing it down for the kids because they don't care, they just want to see action. Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyway, that's it for the Formula One news. I'm going to go to the comments and hopefully get to a point where I catch up. Where are we? There they are. There they are. Hello, Mr. Regala. What the stream? He says, rolling, 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 rawhide. Is that the one? Summer break, Leclerc Beach. All right. Hello, Mr. Caledonia F1. He says, summer break time. Yes. Is it just me that feels that this championship hasn't really started yet? I don't know about summer break, because usually the summer break's like the halfway point of the season, but unfortunately because we've lost some races, it really doesn't feel to me like the season's, got into its stride yet, and we are basically at the halfway point. So there you go. Now, of course, as anyone probably knows, we've got the Bahrain Grand Prix coming up as an extra Grand Prix in Sepang. Yes, the Bahrain Grand Prix is going to be in Sepang. Yes, and as I reported yesterday in my video, it's highly likely now that the Qatar Grand Prix and the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix are going to be held. And considering that Iran threw some missiles at Bahrain basically last night, I think there's absolutely zero chance of Formula One going to the Far East. So we're going to end in Europe. And I can exclusively reveal now where the final destination for the Grand Prix is going to be. Yes, the final round of the 2026 championship will be, drum roll please, in Birmingham. That's right. The Birmingham Grand Prix will be the final round of the 2026 season. Yes. And in honour, it's going to be called the Andy Berman Grand Prix. Subtitled, Who the hell is this guy and how did he suddenly become Prime Minister? Yes, I'm telling you, it's happening. Yes, they're going to be driving around the streets of Manchester, hopefully trying to avoid all the drug addicts and the unemployed people. But yes, that's what's going to be happening. The Birmingham Grand Prix. It's going to be on. It's the final round of the F1 2026 championship. Yes, it'll start in Tesco's car park. Yeah, that'll be the starting grid. Lovely little tunnel section under there, so that'll be great. It'll then run down Manchester's version of the Sunset Strip. Yeah, which has got all the popular shops that you need. You've got your Poundlands, you've got your thrift stores and all that. They'll be there. So while the drivers are going down our Manchester version of the Sunset Strip, maybe the drivers want to. I don't know where that music's coming. I think that might be an ad. Might be an ad on there. I don't know. Let's get rid of it though. Right. And yes, so we will be having the final round in Manchester. It's going to be the Manchester GP. Yes. 2026 rigs are delivered, says Mr. Regala. Fernando Alonso, Antonelli for the title. All right. Hello, TB. Yes, he says hello. Hello, TB from wow, you're getting popular, TB. Shane says, hi, Dave. Sorry I'm a bit late. No problem, Shane. That Mercedes kid is cooking. Will F1, welcome to the stream. He says 2000. Now, this is what I like about Will, you see. You get loads of comments at the start of the stream from people. And, I always say that, you know, this comment section, this is a safe place for people, this comment section, okay? You know, there's going to be no problems with this comment section. And I always say, you know, if you've got a difference of opinion, then you put it in the chat. And, you know, if you've got a difference of opinion about me as well, about things I say, put it in the chat and tell me to shut up, because, you know, I love all that stuff. And here we are, Mr. Will F1 says, and I quote, 2026 regs are fucking bollocks. There you go. The great man has spoken. And there it is. Bollocks, he says. Absolute bollocks. Caledonia F1 says, Stefano Di Monicali needs sacking. He does, because that's just a stupid thing to say. He does. MBS should at least be in jail. Yes. Will says, we all know this stream will last 2 hours. I'm hoping it's not going to, Will. I'm hoping it's not going to. Because I have got my door open, so I can't speak very loud. Because I've got neighbours. Got to be neighbours. I've got to be careful. So as I've said, Dave, is there going to be an end to the season in Europe? They're going to need to pick a warm country, and Sepang and Portugal are the only warm countries in Europe I can think of. Well, I was looking that up actually, Shane, and Imola is looking a very strong possibility for the final round. I've actually looked up the climate of Imola, and their climate is subtropical. Now, they do get very harsh winters, but their official start of winter doesn't start until like December the 22nd. And that's just the start of winter for them. As we know, in the UK, it starts getting cold around the middle of November, but their official start of winter isn't until like the 22nd of December. So the Formula One season will be over by then, because I think the final round will be on about the 5th or the 12th. So they might be able to sneak it in to Imola. Now, there's every sort of chance that it could be very cold indeed. But out of all the places in Europe to go to, Imola looks like it's the logical place at the moment, as I say, due to the fact that they have a subtropical climate, which is totally different from the climate in the UK. Yes, we certainly couldn't have the final round at Silverstone in December, because, as I said in other streams, Silverstone's cold enough even during the summer, because it's basically an old World War II airfield, disused airfield, and they built a racing track out of the airfield. Yes, most of the track. I mean, it's not now because it's been resurfaced oodles of times. But when the track originally came out for the start of the Grand Prix in 1950, it was basically just the airfield, the runway, and then they just added turns onto the runway, and that was the track of Silverstone back in the day. So because it is an airfield, obviously, or an ex-airfield, you have to build these things away from population, because it's not good to have an airfield right next to people, although it does happen. We've got Heathrow Airport in the UK. Gatwick Airport in the UK is very close to the population, but because they're both London airports, it's very difficult to find a place in London that's out of the way, because the population is so jam-packed into basically a very tiny space. Actually, if you look at London and the population of London, it's a bit like Tokyo. They're really pushing everyone into a tiny little space, so there is no room for these airports to, you know, go out into the country. But for Silverstone, they did manage to do that, and Silverstone is, you know, right out in the country, away from lots of population. There is population near, but not too close. But because of that, it's very, very windy there. Very, very windy. Yes, so that's in the summer. So I hate to think what it's like in the winter. So Silverstone is definitely a no-no for the final round of the championship. So it looks like Imola. Now, I haven't got a problem with Imola. I just don't think it's got the excitement of a final Grand Prix. But then, of course, it all depends whether the championship is still going to be alive by then. If it's just going to be a non-championship round because the championship's already been decided, I don't think we're going to care where it's going to be, to be honest. So, yeah. Will is here, says Caledonia F1. Shane GTP is here, exactly. Malaysia is on a Formula 1 calendar for the first time since 2016. 17. Gomez is in the chat. Hello, He says Gomez is not here. Yes. I'm not here most of the time either, I have to say. Formula One is just for the kids, says Mr. Well, there's the confirmation from Stefano Di Monicali. Formula One is now just for the kids. Us old people, I'm not including you lot out there, because I know a lot of you are far younger than me. I don't know, there might be a few oldies out there. Well, I know there's one oldie out there. I've just mentioned his name. He's even older than I am, and that's a stretch. I'll tell you, that's a stretch. But yeah, Formula One it's not for us old people anymore. No, it's for the youngsters, and the youngsters they don't care about graphics on the screen. No, they don't want to see about the battery. They just want action, action, action. So there you go. Us old fogies, it's all over for us. We need to be put out to pasture now. Yes, Formula One is not for us anymore. No, it's time to settle down in our comfy chair in the old folks' home now and be fed yogurt by Nursey. Yes, in fact, I have to say, at the grand old age of 58, I'm actually can't wait until I, can get to the care home so I can be fed yogurt by Nursey. In fact, I have to say, it's all I'm looking forward to in life, basically, is to be fed yogurt by Nursey. Yes, because I can't wait. I really can't. I mean, at the moment, because I live alone, if I want to get yogurt, I've got to go and get it myself. But Nursey's going to get it for me. Can't wait. And you get free TV, and you can basically just sit there all day and do nothing. Where do I sign? I've actually asked if I can go now, but they won't let me. No, they won't let me. No, it's a shame. I know, but they won't let me. But I've asked whether I can have a bit of this care home executive package for myself. But no, they say I can't. Not yet. Next year. Shane says, but strangely, Sepang in Malaysia will host the Bahrain Grand Prix. Yes. Now, I had forgotten because it hasn't been for quite a while, but it used to be very common for other countries to host other countries' Grand Prix. Yes, I'd kind of forgotten that it was, but yeah, back in the old days, yes, back in the 60s and the 70s, it was very common to host Grand Prix. And here's the confirmation. United States hosted the first race outside France using the Grand Prix name in 1908 in Savannah. Well, that's going back even before Formula One was invented. Italy became the second country to host a Grand Prix event in 1922 at Monza. Formula One Championship, 1950 inaugural F1 season. Countries like the UK, Italy, and Switzerland hosted rounds during the very first. Argentina and the Netherlands. Yeah, that's not quite what I asked for, Mr. AI. I'll tell you what, this is quite funny. I was doing a thumbnail on ChatGTP the other day, and I'd already worked out the thumbnail, and I asked ChatGTP to make the thumbnail up for me, and I was just getting the spinning wheel for I don't know, about 2 minutes, and I wanted to get the video finished. So I typed into ChatGTP. I said, hurry up, please. That's all I said. I said, hurry up, please. And you should have seen the reply I got back. I'll tell you. It said, what do you mean, hurry up? Your thumbnail is ready. And I thought, whoa, whoa, the robots are fighting back. And I thought, all right, calm down, no need to get snotty. So yeah, I might try that in the future, see if I can wind up ChatGTP again. Right, let's see if I can actually find the information I was looking for. I think this, yes, thank you to Reddit, which is obviously the home of the internet. They finally got what I was after. Okay, so we've had Grand Prix, Italy, Monza, Imola, Pescara, and Mugello. Germany, Nürburgring, Hockenheim, and Avis. UK, Silverstone, Brands Hatch, Aintree, Donington. USA, Watkins Glen, Indianapolis, Long Beach, Austin, Detroit, Phoenix, Caesars Palace, Sebring, Riverside, and Dallas. Monaco, Belgium, Spa, Francorchamps, Zolder, and Nivelles. France, of course, now France was always all over the place. Magny-Cours, Le Castanet, Reims, Dijon-Perens, Runen-les Essarts, Clermont-Ferrand, and Le Mans. Spain, we had Barcelona, Jarama, Jerez, Valencia. I'm butchering these names. Canada was Montreal, Mosport Park, Montreblanc. Brazil was Interlagos and Jacopeg. Yeah, but you get the idea. You get the idea. Lots of different places in the country used to host Grand Prix, except for Russia, because it was only one, Sochi. And India was only one, New Delhi. New Delhi. New Delhi. Right, here we are. There's only actually been a few. I thought there's a lot more than that. But yes, we had the Luxembourg Grand Prix, which was held at the Nürburgring in Germany during 1997 and 1998. The San Marino Grand Prix was held at the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo de Dino Ferrari in Imola, Italy for many years, and the Swiss Grand Prix was held outside of Switzerland, especially at Dijon-Peronis in France in 1982 after Switzerland banned motor racing. What? What? Switzerland banned motor racing? What on earth? What on earth? Unbelievable scenes. Unbelievable scenes. Switzerland banned motor racing? Who are these funny Swiss people? Malaysia should always be on the calendar. Yeah, it should. Now, I had a comment yesterday from someone saying perhaps they'll do a double header of Malaysia. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen because Bahrain is actually funding the cost of the Grand Prix for this year because Malaysia weren't expecting to have a Grand Prix this year, so they're a little bit short on the cash. So Bahrain is actually footing the bill for the Grand Prix, and because of that, obviously, it's going to be called. Oops, my stream's died. My stream's died. Come on, back we come, stream. Oh, we're back. Okay. I just saw it going to the red. Oh, now it's going to the red again. Apologies, my stream. Come on, back into the green, please. Back into the green. I've got this new internet now. Yes, after my lightning strike, I've got this new internet box, which apparently is supposed to avoid disconnections. Let's see, because we're in the red again. But it's supposed to avoid disconnections, because if any of you are... No, stream's died. Stream's back again. If any of you are nerdy, then you'll know that for Wi-Fi, which is what I'm running on because my computer's upstairs, we've gone into the red again. I'm just going to carry on talking. For anyone who's nerdy, no, it's died. I apologise if you're getting sound sync problems or anything like that because the stream is struggling at the moment. But we are back in the green. No, we're back in the red again. Anyway, I'm just going to carry on. So yeah, anybody who's nerdy knows that on Wi-Fi, there's two bands of Wi-Fi. There's the old 2.4 gigahertz band, which was commonly used in the late 1780s. No, it was the very first Wi-Fi that came out as a 2.4 band. It's still a very good Wi-Fi, has to be said. Very good signal and very strong signal over a very long distance as well. The only problem with the 2.4 band is it is very, very slow. So they then came out with the 5 megabytes band. I'm sorry, I just keep looking at the stream. Then they invented the 5 megabytes band, which is very fast, but it's got a very shorter range. So you can't like walk down to the bottom of your garden and expect to still get your Wi-Fi. And what this new box does is it flicks between the two bands automatically. So if one isn't working properly, it automatically flicks the other one and back again. That's basically what's supposed to happen. But does it work that well? I'm not quite sure. I mean, the stream's still running. But yeah, I'm definitely in the red at the moment. But I'm just going to carry on anyway. Just going to carry on. Yes. Maybe don't comment much in this chat and he'll finish it quickly, says Will. Yes. Yes. Yes, you're right, Will. Lando Norris, sensational. Gomez says, I would watch F1, but not going to buy Apple anything to watch it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It would be so bad if there was anything decent to actually watch on Apple. I haven't got Apple either. It's very expensive in the UK. It's horrendously. I think it's the most expensive streaming service you can get in the UK. So I probably wouldn't buy it anyway. So, but yeah, there's nothing on it. So you're buying it just for the Formula One, and of course you've got the other disadvantage is it's a 12 monthly thing, or if you want to buy it yearly. And as soon as the Formula One season finishes in December, you've got like 3 months where you're still paying for it, but there's nothing on it to do with Formula One. I mean, they've got that on the Sky channels as well, and when Formula One's over, they start showing old races, which is fair enough, but then they get fed up with that as the season gets into like January and February, and it becomes the darts channel. Yes, they show darts on it. Yes, F1 darts, can't beat it. Yes, so that's how desperate they are to get some content on there, but you're still paying for that, and yet you're getting nothing to do with Formula One because they're in the off season, which is fair enough, but I feel that they should do those packages in like 9-month packages, so you buy for 9 months and then you haven't got to pay again. Obviously they're not going to do that, but I think that's what they should do, because it's just ridiculous that you're paying for something and there's just nothing related to what you're going to buy Apple to watch the F1 on, and there won't be any F1 for like 3 months. Makes no sense, but there you go. That's the way of the world. Will says, in recent years we've had 13 out of 14 races before the summer break, 11 races so far. Yeah, we've had 11 races so far. Of course, 2 were cancelled, Bahrain and of course Saudi Arabia. Bahrain won't be hosting a race this year, definitely not. But of course, it will be hosted by Malaysia this year. But as I say, as for Qatar and Abu Dhabi, I think there's absolutely zero chance of Formula One. As I said in my video yesterday, the problem is Formula One is owned by Liberty Media. Liberty Media is an American company, and that means that Formula One, unfortunately, is a legitimate target. A legitimate target. And I've said this before, you just imagine a country like Iran sending a drone over just as the Grand Prix starting in Abu Dhabi, and possibly end up with another 9/11 scenario, which nobody wants, obviously. And yeah, but unfortunately, with these drones, which drones have completely changed the face of warfare. To be honest, the fact that they can literally target someone's house and destroy it, and possibly not anything around the house is just crazy. Just I mean, and sometimes they can have like tiny bits of explosive in them, just enough to do the job that you want them to do. It's just it has brought warfare to a completely new level. Drone, and who would have thought it? I mean, drones were invented to drop off a parcel from Amazon. Come out of the sky with your little Amazon parcel, and oh look, it's coming down by drone. Oh, thank you very much. That's what everyone thought drones was going to turn out into, but no, drones are now on the battlefield. And as I say, you can't go to a country now that's in dispute. And in the old days, you'd be worrying about missile strikes and stuff like that. But now, it could be a drone, and that drone could suddenly appear from anywhere. I mean, obviously, they've all got defense systems, but some of those drones still get through. And that's the thing. As I say, you only want one drone to get through right at the start of the Grand Prix, and it would be catastrophic, absolutely catastrophic. So as I've said, for any country Formula One to visit, there's got to be at least 6 months of total peace, nothing going on at all before they'd even consider going there. And it's not going to happen because, as I say, America was bombing Iran just last night. As I was looking at the news, and vice versa, they were sending bombs to Bahrain. So yeah, that's definitely not going to happen. We're definitely not going to have Qatar and Abu Dhabi. Yes, definitely. It's just we're nowhere near the 6 month threshold. Even if they stopped all hostilities today, it's still less than 6 months before you be going to Abu Dhabi. So yeah, it's not going to happen. We are definitely going to end the season somewhere in Europe. I think it's going to be Imola. I think they may replace Qatar with another Grand Prix. All depends whether they can get another one set up in time. They haven't got a lot of time left because we're almost into August already, and the season finishes in December, so they haven't really got that amount of time. We may get another Grand Prix to replace Qatar. I'm not quite sure. Well, they may just say, okay, we'll just replace Abu Dhabi and be done with it, and it'll end up, I think, 22 race championship, which is well enough for a world championship. 22 races. Don't forget, during COVID, they only managed 17 races, which was still a very fine effort considering they didn't start until now. Basically, the end of July is when the World Championship started because of COVID in 2020, which seems crazy to think about now, but they managed to cram in 17 races in that time before December. But of course, you had a lot of double headers, and you had triple headers, and going to the same circuit twice. It was one of those crazy years in Formula One, which I think will go down in history. Definitely go down in history, and hopefully will never be repeated. I mean, these pandemics, if you look at the statistics, come along every 100 years. So I think we're all safe until the next one now. But it's something that we can pass on to the younger generation and say, oh, back in 2020, we were all walking around with masks on. I mean, they won't believe us. The kids of today, they'll go, "What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, mate? Stop being so stupid. You weren't walking all around with masks on." Yes, we were. And we had, what was it, 6 months in basically solitary confinement. Yes. Stay in your homes. Do not go outside. That was the warning from our then UK Prime Minister, Mr. Boris Johnson. Yes, stay in your homes. I remember the instruction issued on the TV that night. You must stay in your homes. And there you go. There you go. As I say, hopefully that will never happen again. For us older people, it's never going to happen because, as I say, every 100 years, I don't think it'll happen for you younger people either, to be honest, because, as I say, unless you're going to live to 120, which is, it's possible. It's possible. Shane says, since the Qatar and Abu Dhabi Grand Prix are on the risk of being cancelled, I can see this year being the first year since 2003 without a race in the Middle East. You're quite right. Will says, fuck yes, no, your Marina. Hungary. No, Will. Nobody wants Hungary. No, nobody wants Hungary. In fact, can we get rid of the Hungary that's on the calendar now? Because we don't need it. Nobody needs that Hungary race. No. Caledonia F1 says, Will, did you just say Marina? Shane's about to go crazy. Thank fuck for that. Oh, fuck. What do you mean? No, you're... Mr. Regard says, Tesco's car park. Bloody heck. Hopefully, Qatar and Abu Dhabi are removed. Hookster having sound issues. Yes, I possibly was because the stream was cutting out. We're back in the green. We're okay now. Adam Jow brought his Ford Focus in Birmingham and his mother wasn't best pleased. Oh dear. Oh dear. Why do you think I'm about to go crazy? Video is on the Moaning Yorkshireman channel. Shane GTP. Estoril should end the season, to be honest. Yeah, I'd like to see it, Estoril. The final round might be at Vegas, says Mr. Regard. Well, unfortunately, that's probably been discounted. A lot of people said, oh, let's just do 2 rounds at Las Vegas to finish off the season. But unfortunately, there's a lot of disruption that occurs during the Grand Prix to like the traffic and everything else. So to actually have 2 on the trot is going to really piss a lot of people off. So I don't think that's going to be. And even Stefano Domenicali said he didn't want to dilute the spectacle of Las Vegas by having it done twice. He said he didn't want to dilute it. So yeah, I think it's highly unlikely we'll end up in Las Vegas. Pretty knows we like. Hello Matthew, world of stream. Why is Drum Tank 36 points behind Joseph after 4 races? He's supposed to be winning the title. I don't know. I don't know what he's up to half the time. He's too busy trying to sell these crappy Japanese cars to tourists. I don't know. Resentful. The team resents your poor performance. Goodness. Dom is a bottle job, says Will. Wow, Lulu needs to stop getting penalties. Yes, he does. Dom is a massive bottle job. Shane says, you know, what's that? Well, I was thinking Estoril should host the season final to replace the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Abu Dhabi Grand Prix held in Estoril. Yes, that would be a thing, wouldn't it? That would be a thing. I was going to ask, do you guys think Hajar has had a better season than Leclerc this season? Blimey. Blimey. Just like I heard the year before I was born, Estoril was originally going to be the season finale in 1997, but it was cancelled and replaced by the European Grand Prix in Jerez in Spain. Yes, it was. But if you own F1 97 on the original PlayStation, you can also drive at Estoril because they left the track in there, even though nobody raced on it in 1997, but the track is still there. So yes, you can race it if you want. I think it's still part of the championship as well. I think it's the final round. Clearly, if you look at the track, you can see that it isn't quite finished. So they were sort of 3/4 of the way there because some of the backgrounds are a little bit ropey. So they was like 3/4 of the way, finished it, and then thought, oh, we'll just bung it in as an extra anyway. But it is there if anyone wants to play it. Back to Barcelona to end the season, maybe. It clears your Marina as a track, yes. What your Marina? Zolder, yes. 1982 Swiss Grand Prix in France. That's the one. Luxembourg Grand Prix was held in Germany, says Cud. Yes, it was. Hello, Mr. Helio Trophy. What's the street? Is a bit late, I guess. Mr. Regard says United States host the French Grand Prix. Yes. Luxembourg Grand Prix at the Nürburgring. Now I see what you mean, Dave, when you replaced to me it happened before. Yes, there you go. Shanebot EXE. Goodness gracious. Also, San Marino Grand Prix was in Italy because it was in Imola. Yes, it was. Spa, Interlagos and Silverstone are the best tracks. Paul Richard. Paul Richard says Will F1. Paul Richard. Yeah, I love the Paul Richard circuit. Yes. I know it's Ricard. I'm taking the mickey. I love the Paul Richard circuit. Really did. Suzuka for me, says Will. Paul Richard. Yes, I heard about this, Dave, about what places and countries have hosted a Formula One race. Yes. Monza is certainly close to that conversation, though. Turkey says... No, Turkey says... well done, Dave. Well done. Turkey says Will is a bit overrated. Will says Turkey is a bit overrated. Yes, it is a little bit. Hello, Mr. Polish Eddie. Welcome to the stream. He says, hey-o. Turkey is decent. Don't know if I'd go any further than that, to be honest. Do you know Turkey is back on the Formula 1 calendar next year? Caledonia says, Knock Hill should host the last Grand Prix. Yes. Yes, it should. Is that because it's in Scotland by any chance? Will says, David Croft thinks the Croft circuit in the UK should. Yes. Stream is back in red. It was, but we're back in the green now. Bring back Adelaide, says Will. Oh, yes, absolutely, Will. I absolutely love that circuit, Adelaide. It was a great Grand Prix circuit. Admittedly, it was a little bit dusty, a little bit dirty, but the atmosphere was fantastic, really was. And once again, you can play that circuit if you've got the original Formula 1 game on PlayStation. Caledonia says, we are sorry for breaking this program. We are trying to correct the fault. Yes. Is there a Croft circuit in the UK, says Shane? Yes, there is. Now I've got to find the chat again. Here we are. We do not rate as one as Crystal Racing he did all these years ago. Your memory will carry on. Pretty. Albert Park slightly. Shane says, I love cheese and crackers. Well, a lot of people, Shane, say I'm a bit crackers. Yes. Yes, I'm a bit crackers. Yes. Mind you, I'm not too bad. There are some other YouTubers on this platform that are so much more crackers than what I am. So much more crackers than what I am. Yes. Yes. If anyone remembers the Green Mile, and was it Percy Whitmore? Was it Percy Whitmore? You know the one that killed the mouse by stepping on him. And then got his cream fell off his cracker at the end. There, Percy Whitmore. There is another YouTuber out there who's definitely a Percy Whitmore. Percy Whitmore. Yes, and unfortunately, I think very soon he will have his cream fall off his cracker. Yes, definitely. Adelaide or Albert Park to host the season finale. Yeah, I'd go for Adelaide. Sky Sports F1, the home of the World Darts Championship. That's it. I think Adelaide to end and Albert Park to start would be great. Why, yeah, but you think Albert Park hosting the season finale? Well, Mr. Will F1, thank you very much, sir, for the donation of the £2. He says, Lando Norris is sensational. Why can't I like that comment? Where's the Where's the light gone from the donations? What the hell's going on, YouTube? YouTube? Well, I do apologise, Will. I do apologise. If I could, I would like that comment, but it looks like YouTube have removed it. They won't even let me click on the three dots. That's very weird. Maybe they're having a few problems over at YouTube Central right now. But yes, I apologise, Will. I would like it if I could. But it won't let me. How very strange. Caledonia F1 says £2 towards Dave's Chippy Tea. Yes, Chippy Tea. Mr. Regard says, you know what? Don't mind Will F1 Gaming winning on that. Shane says he loves carrot cake. Yeah, I love carrot cake as well, Shane. I love carrot cake. Yes. It's good for you. It makes you see in the dark. Yeah. He's forgiven for the nonsense he said a couple of weeks ago. Shane says, do you like to play golf, Dave? Let's put that into context. In real life, no, not at all. Only because there's nowhere where I live that you could play golf, because I live in a very, very heavily populated area. Very heavily populated area. There's no green spaces anywhere where you could play golf. Not for like 25 miles away. It's possibly the nearest place I could probably play golf. So yeah, playing golf in like computer games, yeah, I do like golf. I do like golf in the computer games. I never actually got the proper golf games, but I did like how you could play golf in, I think it's GTA 5. I thought that was a pretty decent golf game, it has to be said. You know, a lot of these golf games are very, very complicated, and you know, you don't get any enjoyment out of them. Same was with tennis. I used to like the tennis games on like the PlayStation and that, but there was one called Tennis Arena way back in the days, the PS1, yes, when games were made of twigs and string. But Tennis Arena was brilliant because it was just so simple. It was just so simple, which is what you need. What you need. You don't want frustration of, oh, I can't return the ball. As long as you got near to the ball, you could return it. And that's what I liked. And I'll tell you what, I played that game to death. There was only 5 courts. And you did 3 set matches, and that was it. But I just constantly played that game because it was just so much fun. And if you hit the X button at just the right moment, you could smash it. You could smash the ball like in the return, and it was really great. It really was. So yeah, I used to love tennis. But yeah, same with golf. I do like golf games if they're not over complicated. I've seen some where you've got to line these 2 bars up to get the exact shot. Just no, leave it, okay? Just yeah, golf is an exact science. It's not really a sport, it's a science. It really is. And if you can work out the science, then you know you're doing really well at golf. But playing it in a computer game, you need it, you know, simple as possible. And that basically is you work out the distance by, you know, being able to move your person to where you want the golf ball to go, and then you just have a bar and it fills up, and then you've got to hit it within a certain mark, and then that's either a good shot or a bad shot. That's all you need for golf. You don't need any more complications than that. That's all you need. Why? As I say, I've seen some with like 4 or 5 bits on the screen at once, and you're oh no, forget it. No. So yeah, I did like the GTA 5 golf because it's very simple, but it's very intuitive as well. And you know, once you get on a bit with, you know, you don't want all these complications. You just want it plain and simple. And so a simple golf game is what I like the best. But yeah, I do like playing golf in a computer game. I think it's great. Really is. I love cheesecake, says Shane. Nice. Complete and utter domination. This is the Will F1 gaming era and we're living it. Yes. The only guy other than the GOAT Paddock 69 to win both the sprint and main event, I believe. Shane says he fancies an ice lolly. Oh, Shane. Shane, I I fancy a drink right now, but yes, unfortunately, in the office, I have a policy of no liquids in the office because I've got a lot of computer screens and what have you. Once you introduce fluids into the mix, you're in a world of hurt. So I come into the office, I do what needs to be done, and then I leave the office. And if I need a drink, then I have to go back downstairs and get it. And I have a drink, and I come back into the office. But I never take anything into the office because, as I say, you're in a world of hurt once you start introducing fluids into your office environment. It really is, yes, world of hurt. I love chocolate cake, says. Oh, me too, Shane. Me too. I love chocolate cake. Matthew says Webber got stuck behind Hulkenberg at Italy in 2010. May have cost him the title. May have done. That's true. Happy Bucks. What do you do to me? Champ 92 is correct. The regs are good for racing. Britty. Magny Cause is cool. Jerez is solid. Polish Eddie says Turkey, Malaysia, Suzuka, Silverstone, Spa. My top 5. Yeah. Yeah. Some great circuits there. I must admit, Spa is my absolute favourite circuit. I've always loved that track, and I hope it stays on the calendar for another 100 years because replacing it with the rubbish they've got now is just ridiculous. Really is. Shane says since this year is likely to be the first year since 2003 without a race in the Middle East, even though the Bahrain Grand Prix is happening, but that doesn't count because it's in Malaysia. True. Heliotrope says I've been somewhat distracted today. Oh God. Let me guess. The Tour de France is running. Is it? Is it the Tour de France? Is it? Is there a lot of females in the Tour de France right now? Is there, Mr. Helium Trophy? A lot of females. You've got to stop. You've got to stop tempting me. You've got to stop tempting me. Yes. Spa, Monza, Silverstones, Lagos, and Monaco. I think Adelaide offered F1 to race there this year to replace the Bahrain or Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, but F1 rejected this. Hello, Plynal Blessy. He says, I didn't think the Hookster was on. Well, yeah, it's just a signing off stream before the summer break. I got a little bit of momentum because we've only just had the F1 race, but after this, of course, nobody's going to be talking about F1. They're going to be outside now, outside enjoying the sunshine. All the people, all the F1 devotees will be walking outside in the sunshine tomorrow and going, what the hell is this strange light in the sky? No, I'm not used to this. No. And we'll all be doing fun things like buying ice cream and playing football in the parks. Yes. Correct, Shane. Kimi Antonelli is winning the World Championship, says Blana Plessy. I think it's pretty foregone conclusion. Goodness gracious. I like the statement of Will F1 going. They must have taken it away from you only. Yes. Get Bernie Collins on this all season's rubbish, unless she's already been on. I don't think she has. But oh my God, how is my AI robot going to cope with Bernie Collins' thicker than thick Dublin accent? Oh my God, yes, I can tell that accent from a mile away. How is my AI going to cope with that? I don't think it will. I think it'll just give up and spew out a generic female voice, to be honest. But I'll give it a go. Carrot cake made you see in the dark. You love carrot? Oh yeah, I love carrot cake. Tennis arena is kind of cool, says Mr. Wow, Mr. Regara remembers tennis arena. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. Yeah, I got that second hand from some ropey place that sold video games back in the late 90s, I think it was, for the PS1. It was really cheap. It's only about £3, I think. And yeah, it's possibly it's possibly the most, apart from the Formula One games, obviously, because I do them for YouTube, so that's completely different. But it's possibly the most played game I've ever actually played. I mean, I haven't played it for years, but when I was playing it, I was literally playing it every single day for about 3 years solid. Because you could just sneak in a quick one if you wanted to. You could do it like a one set match, which was an option. So yeah, it only took you about 15 minutes. So yeah, I used to do that every single day. I just loved that game. Loved it. Planal Plessy says, bring back Winfield. No, Mr. Planal Plessy. We do not need the Winfield Williams. I'm still not past it. I know it's been 20 odd years, isn't it? 98, 2008, 2000. It's been 18 years, but I'm still not over it. I'm still not over it. That Winfield Williams. Golf is a really skilled game. Yes, it is. Leyland Saudiel Williams. Oh, yes, Mr. Helium Trophy. I'm with you there. Caledonia F1 says, sorry about my absence. Even my internet is being an arse. I understand. So, would you play golf, Dave? There's anywhere near you live to play? I would, Shane. Yes, I would. I would. But all I've got near me is Crazy Golf, and that's it. Which is fun as well, but it's not as fun as the real thing. Only in dreams. I'd rather it be an inanimate object than a human. Ooh. Bring back the Pacific Grand Prix team. Yes, indeedy. Bring back life. Planet Pleasure said it had all the greatest drivers ever. Paul Belmondo, Bertrand Gachot, Andrea Montemini, Giovanni Lavargi, and Jean-Denis Delatraz. Yes, these are the names that are embedded in my brain because that was the game I played the most. I fancy a cocktail, says Shane. Nice. Get R. Kelly on this all seasons rubbish. Oops, no. No. Get Jared Leto, oops, on this all seasons rubbish. Ooh. Jared Leto. Now you've put oops, so obviously he's done something, but I haven't heard about that, so I don't know. I don't know. You see, this is the thing. One of these days, one of these AI voices, I'm going to make a huge cock up and not realise that they've done something really bad, and it's going to be an AI, and I'm going to have a lot of flack. So it's going to happen. I do try to do when I do the voices, I do a little bit of research before I write the script about the person that I'm doing. So I'm just like looking on Wikipedia. So hopefully, if there's anything bad's happened, it'll sprout up on there if I'm doing one. But I think it's going to happen one day, by mistake, obviously. I fancy an ice cream, says Shane. Oh, Shane, stop it now. Stop it. Stop it. My mouth is so dry right now. Ice creamers. Bring back the orange arrows, says Calendar. Yes, indeed. Bring back the orange arrows. I love that livery. Loved it. Oh, no, that starts on the 1st of August. Oh, okay. There's also the Finnish rally. Oh, yes. Get Cheryl Samuel on this all seasons rubbish, says Mr. Regara. I don't even know who that is. I don't even know who that is. Don't tell me. I'm going to write that down. I'll have a look later. Where did we get to? Cheryl. Cheryl Samuel. He in Trophy says, I fancy a Calipo right now. Nice. Fancy a Coke Zero. I might go and find it. Bring back MasterCard Lola. Absolutely, Planal Plessy. Absolutely. We need MasterCard Lola. Definitely. The best team. The best team. Well, I don't know about that. I think the 44 was probably the best team. We all know that it would have been a World Championship winning team that year if only the FIA hadn't put that restrictor on the engine. Otherwise, it would have been unbeatable. Unbeatable. Have you played any skateboarding games, Dave? No, Shane, I have not. I don't think I've ever. I might have played a couple of minutes in a demo, you know, where you get like 10 demos on a disc and you just play through them all anyway because it's just, you know, something to do. I may have done it then, but as for actually playing a full game, no, I never have done. Never had any interest, to be fair. He intro says it's not a Dublin accent, more Belfast than well, there you go. There you go. I bow down to superior knowledge. Yes. Obviously as an English person, we all think the accents are all the same. So yeah, so I bow down to superior knowledge. There you go. It's more Belfast than Dublin. Planet Pleasure says it was 20 years ago today that Top of the Pops ended, and it ended with He Who Shall Not Be Named switching the light. Oh yes, we know who that was, obviously. Did he actually do the last episode? Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Winfield Williams. That's the thing. I don't think Adelaide Street Circuit is suited for the current F1 cars. No, I don't think so. I would with a free wood. I like that. Bring back the Benson and Hedges Jordan, says Canada. Yes, please. I love that livery. Love that livery. And old Eddie Jordan as well. He was such a character. Such a character. I hated when he died. That somehow, I don't know how, but people got on this bandwagon of the fact that he was a womanizer. Where the hell that came from, I've no idea. Because it was not even a thing. He was married to his wife for 46 years. He was still married to his wife when he died. So where this thing about being a womanizer came from, I've no idea. The only thing I could think of is because when he was at Jordan, he used to have, back in the day in the UK, we had a newspaper called The Sun, and they had a section called Page 3, where there would be a girl on page 3, and she didn't have anything on her top. No. And it was very, very popular at the time in the UK. In fact, it was popular for decades. And what Eddie used to do is he used to bring some of these page 3 models over to the races to promote the Jordan team. So they'd sit there, you know, sit on top of the wing of the cars or whatever and get photographed. And that's the only thing I can think of how anyone got something into their heads that he was a womanizer. But that was purely business for Eddie, pure business. He had no interest in getting off with these girls whatsoever, because as I say, he was married 46 years to his wife. But as I say, you know, he also knew because he was a very, very canny lad. He also knew that, I mean, as sad as it is, I don't find it sad at all. In fact, a lot of people do. I don't find it sad, but sex sells. There's no two ways about it. You can fluff it up and, you know, try and cover it up and try and be all you know, I'm going to use the word now, woke about it, but it is a thing. Sex sells, and if you put a very attractive girl with your product, doesn't matter what it is. It could be a PlayStation. Let's just put it that way. If you have a PlayStation 5 and you've got a very attractive girl, maybe with running her finger down the PlayStation 5 front or whatever, you're going to sell consoles. That's the way of the world. You're going to sell consoles. We are a species. There's two species, male and female. And, you know, some of us are attracted to females. Some of us are attracted to males, but that's how it works. It works exactly the same like that in the animal kingdom. In fact, in the animal kingdom, it's horrible, especially with the monkeys. Let's not go down the monkeys route. But oh my God, yes, monkeys. Don't get me started on the monkeys. But yeah, in the monkey world, it's it's completely different. Completely different. It's probably a good thing that we can call ourselves civilized, because there's no civilized in the monkey world. No. Now, well, I won't go into details, but let's just say we'll just leave it there. But yeah, as I say, sex sells. And Eddie knew this. And so he would get the page 3 models draped all over his cars. He'd get headline coverage in newspapers, and that, at the end of the day, that helped with sponsors, and that helps him make money, which is basically what Eddie was in Formula One for, was to make money. He also wanted success, but he was in it primarily to make money, and good luck to him. Oh, the chat's going too fast for me now. Bring back Benetton, says he. Yes, bring back Benetton. I love the United Colours of Benetton. And of course, we had Michael Schumacher winning his championship in '94 and '95 as well in that Benetton car. Although a lot of people said that they were cheating through both those championships. We don't really know. I think they probably were, but the championships are there, so that's it. They're on the board, and they can't be taken away, and that's how it should be anyway. As I've said before, once the person's crossed the finish line, whatever happens, if they're the champion, they should be the champion. If you're going to start winning championships in court cases, there's no point in even having a Formula One championship. You might as well just give up. Bring back Ligier. Oh yes, I used to love Ligier. They were a good team. They almost made it to greatness, didn't they? I think 1997. 97 was their best year, wasn't it? With Olivier Panis, before he unfortunately broke both his legs, and he was never the same after that. Never the same. I mean, he came back into Formula One, didn't he? Because he was in the BAR, but he was never the same after that, unfortunately. Shane says, do you sometimes get the chance to see Marina's black behind from Sinbad? Not recently, Shane, no. Bring back the 2000 Prost, says, yes, absolutely. Plonal Play says, Gerhard Berger won the first race for Benetton back in 1986 and the last race in 1997. Wowzers. Hello, the Scissor Sisters. He says, I'm here. Preparing for Mexico, so been busy. Oh, yes, he's off on his holidays, aren't you? Off to holidays. You're going to Mexico. So you know what I'm going to do now, don't you? Because you've seen the All Seasons. You know how we roll. He's going to the home of the Mariachi band. Yes. I'm laughing so much now you're telling me to stop it, mentioning what an ice cream and ice. I know. Stop it, Shane. Stop it. I can't tell you how hot it is in my house right now. I've got all the windows shut. I have got the door behind me open. That's why I'm talking about 4 decibels lower than how I usually speak. But it is like an oven. It's like an oven. This is the first time I've put a shirt on in about a week. Seriously, I've literally just put the shirt on just for this stream because unfortunately, a 58-year-old man showing his nipples on a YouTube stream, it's not something they're down with. YouTube, no, I don't know what the problem is, but yeah, they don't like that sort of thing. So I've had to put a shirt on. Good God, Scissor Sister, says Mr. Regawa. Yes, you're on a drugs bust. Yes, in Mexico. Yeah, be very careful. Be very careful in Mexico. Very careful. What My sister went out there, about 20 years ago, I think now, and she took both her two kids with her, and she said it was absolutely fine. So don't believe all the hype and what you see, on the news and that. But she said it was absolutely fine. She said no problem. Obviously, I'm going back 20 years ago, but she said it was absolutely fine, no problems, and she didn't once feel unsafe. So there you go. Obviously, that's just one person's experience. Other people would be different, but that's what she said. So there you go. The greatest of all time is here. Hey, has Dave ever played Rayman 1, the hardest game that isn't F1 2? I think I've played a couple of minutes of I think there was a demo of it, and I played a few minutes of it. But yeah, I seem to remember it was bloody hard. Bloody hard. The hardest game I've ever played recently is Resistance Retribution, which is on the PSP. Oh my god, it's harder than concrete set in cement. It's just, I've been trying for nearly 6 months to get past this level. It's a level where you got to beat 2 bad guy bosses. 6 months I've been trying to get past this level. I've been trying it this week, and I was almost at the point where I'm going to say, I said to myself, right, I'm going to try it again this week, because I'm only doing it like 20 minutes because I can't do it. You start to get frustrated after that. So I've learned from experience with playing video games that if the frustration really builds, just leave it and come back to it. But I've been doing this solidly for the last, I think, 3 or 6 months. I haven't been able to get past it. And I said, right, I'm going to do it this week, and I'm just going to, because I'm right near the end of the game. I think I've got one more big boss to kill or something, and that's it. The game's finished. And I hate going through games and not getting to the end. I don't do all this, picking up all the secrets and what have you. That's no interest. But if I start a game, I like to get to the finish of it. And so this game has been winding me up constantly. And I said, right, I'm going to give it this week, and I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm just going to say, right, that's it. I can't do it, and admit defeat. A couple of games have done that to me in the past. Very few, but have done that in the past to me. One of those was the original Gran Turismo. I had to admit defeat because some of those very later races are nigh on bloody impossible. Yes. But yes, so this Resistance, and I played it last night. And I've run out of ammunition. So what you have to do is just to hit these bad guys, and they're floating around the screen with a rocket launcher. And I run out of rocket launcher stuff. So all I had was this puny little gun. So I'm just constantly firing at these two. They're constantly moving. So you've got a constant, and they're throwing hand grenades at you. Like this. They're throwing hand grenades at you. And oh my God, I've literally been doing this 3 to 6 months. Just this one section over and over again. My sister always used to say to me, how on earth can you do that? I said, do what? She said, repetition like that all the time. I said, because my brain is just wired that way. I said, I have no problem with, repetitive tasks. That's just how it works. So anyway, I was doing this last night. I ran out of rockets. So I'm just firing this weedy little gun, and there's a little bar of their health bars, and it wasn't moving. But I just kept firing, and they're still throwing grenades at me, which I have to avoid because if you get hit by a grenade. Anyway, I got hit by a grenade. Yeah. My health, how most games you've got like health bar goes up to 100 on it. My health was literally on about 5%. So one tiny little hit and it would have been all over and I'd have been dead again. So there's 2 of these bad guys, and I'm just literally just firing this little weedy gun. Anyway, one of the bad guys exploded because obviously I got their health down to a level. I went, oh my God, there's only one left. I'd never got this close before of actually getting rid of one of them. So there's only one left, because obviously with one it's a lot easier, because when you've got 2 darting all over the screen, you can't keep up with them. But with one, it was. I thought, I don't believe it. And I'll tell you what. the adrenaline was pumping. I was pumping like a trip hammer. It was really, yeah, I thought I was going to pass out. The adrenaline was going, and I was just constantly firing away at this weedy little gun. But slowly I could see his health. I mean, I got his health down to about a quarter anyway, and I could slowly see it sort of depreciate a tiny little bit at a time. And he's still throwing these bloody grenades at me. I've got literally 0 health. It's a little tiny thing. And then, right at the last second, because they make this noise, and he went like, whoa, 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 and then he exploded. And I went, oh my, and it went to a cutscene. And as soon as you get to that cutscene, you can save the game and continue. I went, oh my God, I can't. Literally, I think it's been between about 3 and 6 months I've been doing that. Yes, and I did it. So there you go. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Oh my God, that was so difficult. And I'm never going to play it again. Yes, if I get to the end and I'm never going to play it again, because it's just, no. It's been fun. It's been fun, but just way too difficult. I did actually look online, and people on there say it's almost impossible. So I'm very, very proud and happy with myself that I've got past this bit, and I'm hoping the end boss isn't going to be even worse. If he is, then I might have to call it a day finally. But I might just carry on going for another 6 months and see if I can get to the end. But oh my God. Oh, because this is not here. Yes, he did. They got it did. It was him. They got a few old hosts on the last show. JS, DLT, Tony Blackburn, Mike Reed, and Janice Long. Oh my goodness. Who out of that list ended up, how can I put it, beyond reproach? In fact, in other words, what I'm saying is no single sniff of an allegation against them. I think Tony Blackburn, I've never heard anything about Tony Blackburn. And of course Janice Long as well, but she's female, so she wouldn't have been involved in that bollocks. But yeah, Tony Blackburn, I think is I mean, DLT, he was Operation U Tree Investigate, wasn't he? DLT, I remember that. But Tony Blackburn, I think, is the only one that I've never heard anything said about. What a claim to fame. What a claim to fame that is, isn't it? Felt sorry for Janice as she stood between JS and DL. Yes, oh my God. Oh my God. Anyway, to anybody who's not in the UK, the JS we're referring to is, of course, Jimmy Savile, who ended up, I wouldn't say unbeknown, because it was well known, the BBC, but they covered it up. He was a I've got to be very careful here because I'm on YouTube, so I'm going to try and do it as simplified as possible. He was a paedophile against children, and when I say children, I'm talking about underage children. That's as far as I can go on YouTube. I apologise, but yeah, that's as far as I can go. But that's what he was. For the sake of getting through security, I will refrain from answering. Nice. Get out. Hello, Mr. DJ, and welcome to stream. Top of the Pops ended in my house on the arrival of ship music in 1980. Yeah, I know. It did start to go downhill in 1984. I remember 84. I loved all the music in 84. All the music. But the thing is, even when the old hip hop started, that was pretty decent when that started as well. But then everyone just started copying it, and it just all went downhill, didn't it? But the first hip hop, really good. I used to like that TV series that used to be on, if anyone remembers, Fame. Fame, we're gonna live for it. I used to love that show. I was an avid watcher of Fame back in the day. Loved that show. Say no more. Speak of the Devil Sisters. Speak of the Devil Sisters is here. Nice. Top of the Pops died in 1996 once it moved to Fridays, and it was on the same time as Coronation Street. Yes, that's usually how they do it, though. If you want to kill a TV show, just put it on a Friday night. That's That's exactly what they did with the original series of Star Trek. And yes, I am very bitter. Yes, I haven't got over it still, and it was 1969. I still haven't got over it. No, even though I was only born in 69, but even during the repeats, they put it on a Friday night. But this story about Star Trek being cancelled was because they moved it to a Friday night in 1969. I'm not over it. And will I be doing 100 videos just about Star Trek? But no, I will not. Pretty. Top of the Pops last episode will never be shown again. Probably not. Love Eddie Jordan, says DGM99. Yes, me too, mate. Me too. He was a true character. And there's not many of those left nowadays. Right, where are we? Here we are, Coronation Street. Loved Eddie Jordan. Yes, me too. As I say, he was a true character, and there's very few of those left now in Formula One. It's just all sanitised and nicey, and or you've got the other side of the coin where you've got the toxic fan base, where it's Max Verstappen fans against Lewis Hamilton fans, and oh my God. Don't let me tell you, there's a whole litany of channels. Although I have to say, I'm very happy that YouTube is getting rid of quite a few of them now, and there's not very many left. No, not many left. But yeah, there's a litany of channels which are basically either Max Verstappen fanboy channels or Lewis Hamilton fanboy channels, and they're just ridiculous, really are. All the dogs. Jordan were the last of the successful privateer teams. They had the best looking cars as well. They sure did. All the dogs. The monkeys were better than the Beatles, Dave. You're right, Mr. GJM99. The monkeys were better than the Beatles. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys. I can't remember the words. We're too busy singing to put anybody down. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys. Love that show. Love that show. Happiness. Get Sarah Bareilles on this all seasons rubbish. Okay. I fancy a milkshake, says Shane. Me too, Shane. 97 was Prost. Oh, was it? Was it? I thought it was Ligier. All right, I stand corrected. It was 1996, Dave. Oh, okay. True to the sisters. Ligier's best years were 1979 to 1981. Shout out to the sisters, greatest of all time. What do you mean not recently, Dave? Ligier weren't the same after Jacques Latif was injured. That's true. Yeah, it was a real shame. I'm going to the home of sacked number 2 Red Bull drivers. Yes. Yes. Checo Perez. Caledonia says it was freezing in Scotland. I wish it was freezing in England this morning. Oh my goodness. It just will not. It just refuses to cool down a little bit. And my house, unfortunately, like a lot has in the UK, it's solid brick. I haven't got cavity walls. They invented cavity walls so that the outside wall heated up and the inside wall stayed cooler. So the house wasn't as hot. But my house is solid brick. So what happens is as soon as the sun hits the bricks, the house just heats up to ridiculous levels. But likewise in the winter, it's just absolutely freezing because I haven't got the addition of the cavity wall. So I haven't got that additional. So yeah, it's boiling hot in the summer, freezing cold in the winter. And it's just, there's just, I can't explain to you how hot I feel right now. Really do. I thought you would get the chance to see Marina's back behind the scene badges because of how much you love her back behind. Yes, shame. Palex69 has had a Kimi Raikkonen 2017 season. Yes. Mexico looks solid. I've been to Mexico before, so I know it's fine. It's more in the mainland where the violence is. Yes. When you get time, Dave, you need to look up Toy Story Retro Roundup and Toy Story 3 Complete Edition. Yes. Damn Caledonia. Dave doesn't have time. He won't be able to get through his comments until midnight. Dave shall beat the game. Let's hope so. I'll keep you posted on that anyway. Resistance, Retribution. I'll keep you posted if I manage to actually beat it. And if you're wondering, no, it's not on the easy level because unfortunately the game has got no levels at all, no difficulty. It's one of those games where the difficulty level is the difficulty level, and that's it. You've got to play through it as it is. There is no easy mode. There's no hard mode because I would have played it on easy if I'd have known that it was this hard. So yeah, you just play through it and that's it. That's what a lot of people complain about and say, you know, if they could have put an easy mode on it, it would have been a lot more, you know, doable. But it's just, yeah, there's no difficulty whatsoever. It's like the Grand Theft Auto games. There's no difficulty level on that either, is there? And you'll find some of the missions are fairly easy and some of them are bloody near no impossible. Same thing. Exactly the same thing. When you get time, Dave, look up Toy Story. So, damn Caledonia. Dave shall beat the game. After the heat wave, it feels rather nice. Although that's probably just me. No, it is. It is nice. Apparently, it's going to cool down Thursday in the UK, which I can't wait, to be honest. Gran Turismo is cool. Yes. Nothing is harder than F104. Yes, even that. That's true. F104. Career mode. Harder than concrete. It really is. Harder than concrete. Do you have a favourite F1 game on the PS2? Mine is F105. Game over. Sega Rally. What a cool game. Have you played any Disney games, Dave? Can't say I have, Shane. Fernando Alonso turned 45 yesterday. Well done, Fernando. Oh my goodness. Or the day before. Tony Blackburn was sacked from Pick of the Pops due to false allegations. Oh, was he? Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But it was false allegations, was it? Okay. Unfortunately, in life, if you're a personality, these things do crop up, unfortunately, where people accuse you of stuff. There's a long psychological analysis of why this happens. If you want to know a very good film devoted to that, there's a very old Clint Eastwood film called Play Misty for Me, and that explains the female psyche very, very well, and it explains stalking as well, which when that film came out was literally 20 years before anybody had even come up with the word stalking and stuff like that. So yeah, Play Misty for Me, very good film, and it does, as I say, get into the female psyche of how, you know, how people can be of the opposite sex. I'm not saying all of them are, not even some of them are, but there is a tiny minority who have that mentality, and then they will come out with false allegations. Fernando Alonso, 45, still in Formula One. Jesus, Tony Blackburn, the original Smashy and Nicey. Yes. Yes. Oh my God. Is he still going? I think he's still on the radio, isn't he? A lot of these old Radio 1 DJs are on like other radio stations now, aren't they? All the Top of the Pop hosts would have been involved in some way. Yeah, true. I'll tell you one, though. I'll tell you one who never had been involved in any allegations. He wasn't a Radio 1 DJ, though, but he did work for the BBC. But I'll tell you one that I've never heard any allegations about, and God rest his soul because he's no longer with us, Terry Wogan. Never, ever did I hear a single allegation about Terry Wogan. Ever. So there you go. Just goes to show you that you can actually work in an environment like that and not be of that, persuasion. I know that a lot of the or some of the Radio 1 DJs were really, against any kind of that at all, what was going on. And some of them actually spoke up about it, but they were in fear of their jobs. And, what can you do? The BBC was it still is basically a massive corporation, and you've only got to start, questioning things like that, and you're out on your ear. And don't forget, those Radio 1 DJs were by today's standard paid a very handsome amount of money, because they were regarded as superstars, basically. They were like rock stars of the radio, so they were paid a decent wage. So they didn't want to blow the whistle for fear of losing their own job. So yeah, but I know some of them were fiercely against any of it. But as I say, Terry Wogan, never ever heard, not even a whisper about Terry Wogan, not even a whisper. I love alcohol. I suppose at least Panic 69 will sound like Will Effergan game. He never cheated the game. The 1984 Christmas special was the best one it had had. No host, just the acts introducing one another, except for George Michael, who couldn't be there. F1 2009 is something. Only 3 seasons and the cards were uncomfortable to control. Yes, they were. Oh, look, there's me timer, which I said, I'm only going to be on here quick, and it's been on 1 hour and 36 minutes. Then at the end, they had Band-Aid on, but with some of the members in the studio. F1 2009 is how the Codemasters game started off. Do you drink alcohol, Dave? No, I do not, Shane. I am teetotal. Yes, there is a story about that, but I don't want to go into it. It's not anything like that. It's just quite simply that my father was an alcoholic. Anyway, Fix should do 50 videos on how F1 2009 is sliding. Yes, he should. Yes, he should. Yes. Whatever he does, just please leave Karen Chandrika alone, please. Well, I mean, what has the guy done? Seriously, what has the guy done to deserve that hate and that vitriol that he was dished out over about 3 or 4 videos? I don't get it. What has he done? Probably best not. Fixed has made 8 videos on Verstappen overtaking Hamilton. I know he has. I know he has. But I'll let you all into a little secret, everyone. Okay. He's not doing this for justice. He's not doing this for, retribution. He's doing this for the cash. The filthy lucre. Because on one of his videos last week, he accidentally forgot to close his screen in time, and it revealed his earnings for his videos. And in one single week, he'd earned 74 quid in English pounds through his videos. So don't listen to him. Well, if you don't listen to him anyway, that's good for you. But don't listen to him, everyone, because he's full of crap. Yes, £74 he made in 1 week. Yes, because as he said before, he can't do editing and he couldn't manage to close the screen down quick enough. But Dave even managed to screen capture it, because Dave's clever. Dave's very clever. 74 quid in 1 week on YouTube, which I think you'll agree is quite a nice little bit of petty cash. So don't believe any of this bullshit about justice and the perpetrators. He's doing it all for the cash. I've seen it so many times on YouTube, and everyone knows I've been on here 12, 13 years. And I've seen it happen to so many people. And you'll notice he's gaining subscribers. There's a reason why he's gaining subscribers. That's because the kids are off school right now, so everyone seems to gain subscribers when the kids are off school. That's a no-brainer. But also YouTube, they are a little bit sadistic. YouTube, they are little bit sadistic. I've been down the rabbit hole, the dark side of YouTube, so I know what goes on. You see, YouTube are pushing his videos now, and that's on purpose, by design, to make him think, oh, I'm actually doing quite well and I'm getting the message across, so I'll make even more videos. Yes, of course you will, Mr. Atkins. And now you're going to make YouTube even more money. They're 55% that they get out of every single video. So yeah, I've seen it happen so many times. It's unreal. Yeah, because they want you to make more videos, so they make more money. They don't care that you'll end up with a mental breakdown in a couple of weeks, or you may stroke out by the end of August. They're not bothered. It's nothing to do with them, is it? You're the one that uploads the videos, so that's all down to you. They're not bothered at all. No. But YouTube, just think of the Squid Game. Yeah, that's a little bit what YouTube's like. They are a little bit sadistic, because they are a company at the end of the day, and their main job is to make money. And so if they see that, doesn't matter how bad your videos are, doesn't matter. No, if they can make a little bit of cash off you, they will. So yes, keep banging out those videos, James, because I'll tell you, you are topping up all those millionaires' coffers in no end. So well done to you, well done. But yes, as I say, I've been down the rabbit hole. I only got a glimpse, but I've been down the rabbit hole of YouTube, and I've seen it happen so many times before. I've had people with up and coming with less subscribers than me, and then they get to the point where they're the same as me, and then they overtake me, and that's fine. I've never had any preconceptions about going to end up having 100,000 subscribers on this channel. I'm 58 years old. That's never going to happen. But I've seen people then go past me, and then it's like instantaneous. As soon as they reach 10,000 subscribers, they literally cut all contact with you. If you've spoken to them before, that's it. They just cut you off. Because it's like, no, I don't want to talk to you now, because you're far too small for me, so I'm not going to talk to you. And I've seen it happen so many times. At least 6 people in my 12, 13, 14 years of YouTube, I've seen it happen to. And that's all by design. So yes, the more subscribers James gets, the more videos he makes, the more money he is making YouTube, and they're 55%. And yet the most funniest thing about that is he's always going on about the millionaires, the billionaires, and how they're making so much money. He's doing exactly the same thing, and he doesn't realize it. That's the funny thing. He doesn't realize it. He is making them money off of himself. They are making money off of him, which is exactly what the millionaires and the billionaires do. And he doesn't get it. He really doesn't get it. And so, yeah, he's just going to keep pumping out videos now. As I say, why would you not? This is why he's making videos at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Because if you look at his laptop, you can see the time on screen. And the last one he made was 2:30 in the morning. Who on earth makes videos at 2:30 in the morning if you're not doing it for the filthy lucre? The £74 a week. I mean, who isn't going to be making videos? I mean, but honestly, even 1 million subscriber channels don't make videos at 2:30 in the morning. No, because, they've got a sensible regime. They use it as a job. So they start work at 8 o'clock in the morning and finish at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, because it is a proper job to them. So yeah, as I say, who makes videos at 2:30 in the morning? How can you even talk at 2:30 in the morning? Well, I don't know. Perhaps he hasn't got any neighbours. Perhaps he lives in a detached house. I've no idea. But obviously, it's something I couldn't do. "2001 song was pretty epic. Fucking childish stuff, really. Yes, fixed. 8 videos. I thought you would have made 80 by now. Goodness. Fix will make 800 videos accusing me of smuggling. He probably will. He probably will. And I will watch every single one of them on twice speed, which is how I watch all his videos. Yes. Yes, I watch all his videos at twice speed. I get through about an hour in about 20 minutes. It's great. It really is. Really is. Yes. But if it's sleepy time, I always put his video on just before sleepy time. And I guarantee you, 5 minutes, I'm gone. I'm gone. I am. Wowzers. Fixed is like Brian Harvey. He really is. He is the F1 version of Brian Harvey. Absolutely. Can't wait for the Bahrain Grand Prix in Malaysia. Looking forward to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in Pyongyang. Yes. Pretty. Can't wait for the Qatar Grand Prix in Oops. I presume that's Tel Aviv. Goodness. I have to wait until the end of next month to get a new controller since I broke the last one playing Dirt Rally. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Yes, controllers. Bane of our lives, aren't they? Absolutely. Bane of our lives. Really. Just like F1 2020 and F1 2021, the F1 26 DLC has some tracks that are not on the real life calendar and doesn't have one that is like Malaysia. End of next month. Yeah, it really put him through the ring. Yeah, it really put him through the ringer. It did, and I don't see why. When they say Tony Blackburn was sacked, what they probably mean is he was going to out Jimmy Savile, so they got rid. Yeah, true. Very true. Woohoo! Also played a really rubbish jazz cover of Tom Jones' It's Not Unusual. Nice. It's not unusual. Tony Fernandez sells QPR and Ronaldo wins in Formula 1, says Mr. Regara. Happiness. Also, that film is practically fine and out of nowhere it's a gratuitous sex scene just for the sake of it. True. Very true. Very true. I must admit, you are right. Prost was so bad in 2000 when Alesi and Highfield collided. Maya Walker said, "Poor Alan Prost. As if he hadn't got enough pressure on him, his two drivers come together." Regis Philbin was one of the top game show. He was. Wogan had been on Top of the Pops once in 1978 singing the... Oh, yes, I remember that. The floral dance. Did it? I can't remember how it went, but yeah. Wogan had been on Top of the Pops. Chat disconnected. BBC is huge. Looks like my chat keeps getting disconnected. Anyway, Noel Edmonds is on tomorrow night doing a 1977 show, and it was Shawaddy Waddy Odd. Yes, madness, Plessy. I love movies. Movies are great. Prost were a disaster. 1997 was the only good one because the car was already built before they bought the team. Yes. Fixed is strange. He really is. So you've never drunk alcohol, Dave? I have drunk alcohol, Shane. Yes. In fact, I ended up going to a works Christmas party once. And I did the foolish mistake of getting there an hour early. Purely because I'd finished work at like 5 o'clock and the do was at 7 o'clock and I'd have me dinner and everything. And I thought, oh, you know, I didn't want to sit at home and then go out and drive. So I thought I'll just go there. It was about an hour early. And it was on a boat. It was on a boat. This do. You know, a boat with a little nightclub on it. And I was on there an hour early. And the bloke at the bar was doing pink champagne. It was all free. It was all paid for. So I went, yeah, I'll have a pink champagne. I'll tell you what, it was really nice. So by the time anyone else turned up, like an hour later, I'd had 12 of these pink champagnes. Now, I was not used to alcohol whatsoever anyway. I was a very, very low, literally just like parties and Christmas. So I was a very low tolerance for alcohol. And I was 12 pink champagnes. Now, yeah, all right, pink champagne's pretty weak in the alcohol. But when you've had 12 of them, it's pretty strong in the alcohol world. Yes. And I remember one of the people I work with, he turned up, as I say, about an hour later, and I was completely sozzled, and I went to the toilet, and let's see if I can put this in polite terms as I'm on YouTube. I went to the toilet, and my mate did as well, and I was so sozzled. Um, I I was going in the sink instead of the urinal. Yes, because I was completely blotto, and my mate, Dave, what are you doing? That's not the you sponge. I was like, what the? And then I was looking out the window, which was like a porthole, and I was going, I was completely, I was going, I can see a spaceship. He's going, what the hell are you going on about? I said, there's a spaceship. Oh, no, the water. He says, that's not a spaceship. It's just a boat, you pillock. And I was sozzled. Absolutely sozzled. Yes. And it's worse when you're on a ship because it's going up and down as well. And you're like, ugh. Seasick and sozzled I was. Yes. So that wasn't a very good experience of alcohol, I must admit. £74 for fixed. Yes. Verstappen had Red Bull's last 26 poles, 29 wins and 34 podiums. Carry him. 73 more quid than his pit payments. When are we going to get that 40 series? It's coming. It's coming. I've actually edited, I think, 6 episodes now. So all I've got to do is talk over them. And they're only like 10 minutes long. So it's definitely coming. Definitely coming. I want to try and edit, if I can, about 10 episodes. And then if I can do that, then I can start doing the commentary, and then I can start bashing them out. And then by the time I catch up, I should be at the end, because it's 17 races in total. So by the time I catch up, I should be at the end anyway. So I want to get as many edited as I can, because that's the most time-consuming bit. The talk over, I can get that done in like 20 minutes, and then I can start bashing them out. I'm not going to do them every day because people will get bored, but I want to try and bash them out every couple of days, so it goes all the way through the summer until the end of the holidays if I can. Maybe every 3 days. I don't know. I'll see how it goes. But yeah, so I want to see if I can get 10 of them edited, and then I'll start doing the commentaries, and I'll start bashing them out. And while I'm bashing them out, I'll start editing some more, and hopefully I'll get to the end, and we'll be all good. We'll all be good. But it's definitely coming, so don't panic. It's definitely coming, And as I won't be live streaming for the next few weeks now on Thursdays, I will be able to use this time opportunity to definitely work on some of the episodes during the Thursdays, and also on the Monday mornings as well, because I won't be commentating on the races, making a video. So there's 2 opportunities extra now that I can be cracking on with those videos. So be rest assured they are coming very, very soon. I hopefully should get the first one out in the next week. Hopefully sooner than that, but I'll say a week maximum. Fix should apply for the arse payment. We are waiting. 40, bloody heck. 40 series should be soon, yes. Can we get the 40 series on now so I can watch something during the summer break? It's definitely coming. Don't panic. It's definitely coming. I wonder what F1 cars will be like in the next coming years. They'll probably be hover cars. Lady, hear me tonight because my feeling is just so right. Lady. Fix needs to upload more videos for YouTube. He does. Pretty knows me lunch. Goodness. Soon it'll be 7 people you'll be too small for. Yes. Fixed fit a radio into the car. It didn't have FM on it. I'm a proper diva now. I bought 74 Magnums today. Nice. Caledonia with awful internet due to the regular chance to win with Caterham. Didn't know loony houses had Wi-Fi. That's true. Yep, the new regs destroyed my internet. Cotton Eye Joes. I love animation. One more time. Fix use YouTube on the Wii to look up Singapore 08 video. I love history. It's just kind of funny. What's kind of funny? on Nintendo Wii. Terry Wogan was too busy destroying the UK's reputation at Eurovision. That's true. That's true. But wait a minute, Mr. Scissor Sisters. I'm sure you'll agree, though, that Terry Wogan was the best at Eurovision. He was the man at Eurovision. He really was. The Xbox 360, Nintendo Wii, PlayStation, all that life peaked. So do you refuse to drink? No, Shay, I don't refuse to. I just choose not to. In life, you can have choices. And you can choose to do something or you can choose not to do something. And I just choose not to drink alcohol. But I can drink it, yes. I just choose not to. Jimmy fixed it for me. Da, 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 da. Jimmy fixed it. Happy. It's the summer holidays. Terry Wogan was the best on Radio 2 as well. He certainly was. Oh my goodness, I've reached the end of the chat. I can't believe it, everyone. Oh, look at this very short stream that's been on for 1 hour and 55 minutes. Yes. Look at this very short stream. Yes. Now. Before we go, there's something that needs to be addressed. And we're going to do that right now. And it needs to be addressed. And we're going to do that right now. And here it is. That's it. Sorry, can't show any more. Copyright restrictions prevent me from showing any more. But there you go, Shane, I've done it. Sorry about that. Copyright. Dave was 81 when Top of the Pops ended. Everyone in the Eurovision community rightly despised Wogan. Yes. Happy. Exactly. Dave was 84 when Terry Wogan left Radio 2 Breakfast Show. He's reached the end. Dave was 56 when Bullseye started. Dave was 60 when EastEnders started. Can we look at... No, Shane, because I've just looked at something else for you. Dave was 41 when Star Trek began... No, Shane, we will not be doing that. They called Hookster old. Nice to see George Russell having his own game. We are not doing what? Dave was 78 when Susie Perry started presenting MotoGP for the BBC. That almost rhymed. MotoGP for the BBC. Oh my goodness. We've done it, everyone. We've reached the end. It's time for the top fans. I've pressed the button. And we've got 11 top fans tonight. Oh my goodness. Let's start the list. There we go. You just saw that one. Don't worry about it. At number 11, we have Matthew 7657. At number 10, we have a new entry. It's Gomez. LX6NP. Yes, I know. The names are not assigned to us anymore. Number 9, we have... It's Polish Eddie. Number 8, it's DJM9937. At number 7, oh dear, doing about as well as McLaren this season. It's the Scissor Sisters 4369. Oh, you knew I'd have to get that joke in. You knew I'd have to get that joke in. At number 6, it's Helium Trophy. Top 5, the top fans. At number 5, it's Mr. Rugara. At number 4, it's the Master of Mirth, Mr. Lionel Pesci. So the top 3, the podium positions for the top fans for the final time before the summer break. Number 3, it's Shane Coburn 2023, which means the number 2 is going to be, it's Caledonia F1, which means number 1 once again. And once again, I have to stress this, through no way whatsoever any monetary contribution has contributed to the fact that Mr. Will F1 is number 1 once again. Yes, he is not only number 1 on our top fans, he's the number 1 Yorkshireman in the whole of Yorkshire. Yes, there he is, top fan again. Will F1, top of the heap. Yes, look at that. He is the new Kimi Antonelli, without a doubt. He is the Kimi Antonelli. Fantastic, fantastic. Well, thanks so much for joining me tonight, everyone. You have been awesome as always. I am now going to take a break myself, only from the live streams. Only from the live streams, but I'm going to take a break myself. So thank you to everyone for joining me tonight. And thank you, as always, for the support on this channel. It's always most appreciated. I love it when I get comments on the videos. That's basically why I make the videos. Yeah, I don't really care about anything else. I just want it for the comments. So yeah, so thank you everyone for all the comments that you make on the videos. I'm off now to have my own little mini break. I've unfortunately I've got to cut my grass because I forgot to do it when it needs to be done, and it's literally like 7 foot high now. It literally looks like a cornfield. Yes, it's very, very bad, and I've got to sort it out. And this is the ideal time to sort it out, when I haven't got a report on the real life of Formula One. So I'm off to cut the grass. Not now, because it's dark. Yeah, I haven't got a searchlight I can put on front of the lawnmower, because that would be rather daft. Yeah, daft. So I can't do it now. But when I get a chance, the next time we get some kind of that funny little thing called daylight, perhaps I'll get on with it. Yeah. Bloody heck. Dave was 25 when F1 started. Susie Perry. Cool, Susie Perry. Cool, Susie Perry. I'm not going to say any more, but watch out for up and coming videos. That's all I'm going to say. Dave was 32 when World War One began. We need Susie Perry on this all seasons. We do. We need Susie Perry on this all seasons rubbish. Shane might be up there, but there could be madness though. Congratulations to Lando Norris on winning the Hungarian Grand Prix. Paddock 69. Not quite. I actually finished. Lionel Pesci. 5 wins in a row. Well done, Will. Will F1 Gamers win the title tomorrow? Yes, I get 3rd place on the podium. Good night, says Mr. K. Good night to you, sir. Totally equal engines. Equal engines. Cheers, guys. That was kind of strange. Yes, also, Dave, that's it, Dave. The Toy Story Retro Roundup and Toy Story 3 Complete Edition that's coming out this October. Fantastic. Fantastic. And all I'm going to say is thank you very much. You have been awesome as always. I will be back on the first Thursday before the next Grand Prix on the Sunday, whenever that is. It's about two and a half weeks away as far as I can remember. So I shall be back then. So thank you. You have all been awesome. And of course, we can't leave the show without showing you Mr. TB the Bear for the last time for 2.5 weeks. So sad. So sad. So sad. What are you going to do for the next 2.5 weeks? You've got your own porn channel. What's it called? No, wait. Should I even ask? But what's it called? Bare Naked Bears. Well, it's quite catchy. It's quite catchy. And what's it got on it? Bears. What do you fucking think it's got on? All right, all right. Don't get snotty. Don't get snotty. Jesus. So TB's off to watch his Bare Naked Bears porn channel for the next 2.5 weeks until his favourite man Lulu comes back on motor racing again. So there you go. That's what TB's going to be up to. You go and enjoy yourself with that, mate. Yes. Lovely. Do you want the volume up on the TV? No, you're all right. Okay. What's that? He doesn't listen to the words anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yes, damn. And then of course, bye TB. Will someone unstuff that bear? Good night, Dave and TB, my favourite bear. Yes, thank you everyone. And you've been awesome as always. Have a nice summer without Formula One. Go outside. It's amazing what you find outside. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to go outside. I'm going to, because outside is just too bloody scary for me. Yes. No. I'm not going outside. But I implore all of you lot out there, go outside, get some sunshine, have a nice ice cream. Yes. And I will see you back here in about 2.5 weeks. But look out for the 40 Ford Championship, which will be coming very soon. I'm going to say within a week. I'm going to say week maximum. I'm hoping to get it out before then, though. So thank you, everyone. I'm going to start waffling now because it's time to go to the Fix channel and watch another 40 videos before I fall asleep. Thank you, everyone. You've been awesome as always. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you and good night.